Hi there, I'm back in Stocksbridge again, continuing this exploration of this massive culvert under the steelworks known as 36DD. Now if you saw my video back in May, I did a recce of this place to see if it was actually doable. That did throw up quite a few problems, and there has been a change of plan. I got most of part one filmed. That is most of the underground section. I then made a start at filming part two. I got a load of still photographs taken and some video done, but then I did get caught. And that involved a lot of the steelwork security, quite a few managers, and also the boys in blue. It was pointed out to me what I was doing and the consequences of me getting caught again. I am now a reformed character and have seen the error of my ways. So this is for Liberty Steels. I have not been back since I was caught. I have no intention of going back at all, and I would advise nobody else to go anywhere near the steelworks property, as the security is very tight and you will get caught. Now, the steelworks did kindly offer to assist me with my filming and have somebody with me while I was in the river and the culvert, but it just wouldn't be the same. I'm actually stood on top of the culvert now in the main access road to the steelworks and to the Fox Valley shopping centre. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I had got all part one filmed, and that covers most of the underground section, and I'll be putting that video on in a minute or so. I was part way through filming part two when I got caught, so there is some video and there is a lot of still photographs, but with a bit of careful editing and adding audio to the still photographs, I should be able to create a decent video for part two. But we will not be going through the open sections. So just to reiterate, the videos part one and part two that you're going to see are all made out of old footage and old still photographs before I got caught. So I hope you enjoy the video. We're just in the entrance to the culvert. I'm just making use of the last bit of daylight, because it's the last we're going to see of any daylight for the rest of the day. Behind me lies probably about 1,400 metres of underground culvert. It varies in different types of construction from probably around the 1850s right through to modern day. So there's an awful lot to see. Now, like I've done with my previous exploring videos, I'm going to combine some video footage with light painted still photography. The light painted photographs really show up the detail of the place, and I can add audio over the top to explain a lot more about the Culvert, different constructions and what we're actually looking at. And like I said, it is a massive culvert, 1400 metres, far too much to put in one video. So to do it justice, I'm going to do it over two videos. This first video today is all underground. It's probably 900 to 1,000 metres of underground exploration. Awful lot to look at. Part two, which we're going to do at a later date, well, that covers some open sections through the steelworks. So it'll be a bit cat and mouse, can I get through without being spotted? And then there's a final underground section. But that will all be in part two. So it should be interesting, this one. Let's get going. Now, I have been up the culvert on a previous day to do a bit of a recce and to do a bit of light painting, get a few photographs. This first 50 metres, pretty modern construction, and it's a doddle. I've got a nice flat concrete floor to walk on. After that, it gets really challenging. It's basically just like walking up a riverbed. There's boulders, deep pools, waterfalls, there is everything. But we'll be looking at that as we advance further up. So we're just coming to a change of construction here. As you can probably see, we're going into a beautiful wide brick arch. I'll put a few light painted shots on, like I said, and we'll film our progress as we advance up. Certainly looks dark up there. So this is your first view of the culvert, looking from this modern concrete outlet. Got deeper here. This old brick section, I reckon it's about 8 metres wide. Not that you can see them, but there's a lot of fish in here. Another change of construction. This is a spray treated where they spray concrete onto the walls. It's also getting deeper as well. You can see all the redundant cable hangers on the wall. Shallow area here. Basically, it's just the original riverbed. We can just see a glimmer of light in the distance. Just in case we have any problems, it's nice to know they've provided a lifebuoy. You can probably just make out the light from the inlet in the distance. It's about 300 metres away. That's an access ladder over there. It goes up to the shopping area. I've chose not to climb it. I'll show you why. As you can see, the ladder comes up. I think it's behind a restaurant, and there's a lot of people backwards and forwards, so I didn't really want to stick my head up there. This big brick arched area is actually underneath the road. You imagine you come off the main road through the shopping area in Stocksbridge and drop down to the Fox Valley Retail Park. You sort of go over a bridge, and that is what we're under now. You can see ahead we're going to enter a very old stone section now. This stone section must be about the oldest part of the culvert. I reckon this was probably built in the late 1800s. There's some deep pools here, and it's very hard going on your ankles. Looks like somebody's forgot their jacket over there. looking back to that big brick arch section we're in earlier, I reckon we're about 500 metres into the culvert now. And again, that's looking back. You can see that red jacket again. Looking upstream now, you can see there's a very old rusty arched, sort of like a cable bridge going over the roof. And ahead you can see there's another change of construction. I've just come through about 250 metres of this stone arch. Beautiful construction. We've now come to another change of construction. This is like a reinforced concrete parabolic roof section. I've seen this type of construction before, and that was in the deep end of Megatron, right at the far end, and that went in, I think, around 1910, 1920, so it could be 100 years old. It is difficult to date, it might be more modern. So I've got to get across here and work my way up the other side now. Trouble is, you just don't know how deep some of these pools are. Woo. Quite a flow of water coming through here. Oh, it's like a big shelf section here. So I'll make my way up here now and we'll continue up this parabolic roof section. We're just entering, it's a more modern parabolic concrete roof section. You might be able to make out the stonework there. That's the sort of the original cutting, if I could describe it, form that the river flowed through the steelworks, and then built this concrete pad and formed this parabolic roof over the top. Looks like we've got another waterfall ahead. I reckon it was possibly built around the early 1900s. I know that's when they built the section like this in Megatron. Some noisy waterfalls in here and some deep pools looking at it. As we leave this parabolic roof section, change of construction again, we're going into what is a more modern concrete section. You can see here how the river, it's sort of made up as a series of natural rock waterfalls and deep pools. That pool looked deep at first, but it's not too bad, not too deep. I bet it looks impressive when this place is in full flood. Come to the base of a little weir. I don't know if you can see ahead, but the tunnel splits into two. You can see here we've arrived at, it's sort of like a concrete ramp that goes up, and ahead the culvert splits into two separate channels. You can see the two channels, they sort of run parallel for about 300 metres. And in the distance you can just make out some light. So there possibly might be a bit of an open section up there. Decided to go up the right hand culvert. Here straight away you can see it's some form of sluice, as if to control the levels. You can see the wall's been knocked through here. I think that's to sort of level the water levels flowing through these two sections. Looking back where we've just come from, we're now in quite a big open area. Just come to the end of this right hand culvert that I went up, about 150 metres long, just a square box section. I'm underneath, I think it's like an office or workshop. You can see daylight through the timbers, and there's trains passing over. Train. I've also heard voices, and you can see the shadowy figures stepping over the timbers. So there's the steelworkers up there. Now this is as far as I'm going today. Ahead I can see daylight, and that is the start of the open sections. I'm going to swing the camera around, you look down there, and then we'll make our way down the left hand culvert back to the entrance where we came in about 150 metres away, where the wheel was. Camera round now, you can see that light in the distance. I can zoom in a little bit. That is the start of the open sections, and that's what we're going to look at in part 2. Like I say, this is far enough today. I'll swing the camera around and you'll see the sort of light coming through. So that light coming through there is actually underneath a railway line on big timbers, and every so often a great heavy steel train trundles by. Well, that brings us to the end of this first section of 36DD. What an amazing explore. Such a variety of construction techniques through the last 150 years or more. Mind you, my legs and ankles have certainly taken a hammering. It is like walking up a riverbed, and I dare say I'm going to feel it tomorrow. I've got to make my way back the way I came. I am getting to know the route a little bit, so I know where the deep pools are and where the easy walking sections are. So, I'll see you in a couple of weeks when we set off down there in part 2 to explore the open sections through the steelworks and the last underground section. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you then. Bye. We're on the way back down now, going through the other little single culvert. As you can see, it's a very modern, square, concrete box section. I take it they were originally two balancing pipes, as if to again balance the flow of water through these two single culverts. But as we've seen, it's been knocked through, so they are possibly redundant now. Unless it were to really flood, I suppose. We're back at that splitting point now, where the culvert split into two. That's looking down this concrete ramp and my way back. Like I said at the beginning, part 2 will be put together with video and still photographs I already have, and hopefully should be on YouTube in a couple of weeks. It won't be as detailed as I would have liked it, but due to the fact I can't risk being caught again, it's the best I can do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on part 2 soon.